Miranda Cosgrove is one of those former child stars that for some inexplicable reason ended up turning out okay. She didn't go down that child star to train wreck pipeline. And here is a reason she just revealed that might explain why. Miranda Cosgrove recently said she has never been drunk or smoked in her entire life.
Good for her.
Quote, I've never even been buzzed. I've sipped things before, but like 2 sips. And she was saying this on a podcast with Josh Peck, who was on Drake and Josh with her. So yeah, she said there was only one instance where she had an edible brownie, and she says she slept for 17 hours after that. But that's the only time that she has ever ingested any type of drugs.
All of the bad drugs that I did in my life. Maybe the worst experience I ever had was with edibles too.
Look at this photo of her.
Yeah.
She looks so good. And not anything like, an Amanda Bynes, who also came out of Nickelodeon.
Look at this. Yeah, look at this photo.
Look, she's just
This is
smiling.
what you look like when you don't do drugs and drink yourself.
That's
throwing
exactly
up
right.
the peace sign. There's just life in her eyes. Just a genuine smile, a normal person. She also hasn't messed up her face permanently with plastic surgery and fillers, at least not as far as I can tell. Just looks natural. She's not going down the Madonna path.
Yeah.
She doesn't look fake, and she doesn't look dead in the eyes like so many other former child stars do. Why? Why her?
Not doing the drugs helps. It seriously helps big time, right?
You know, something else she said. This was funny. She said that she always felt like the iCarly cast was like the misfit nerd group of Nickelodeon at the time, and the Victorious cast was seen as like the party group, like the party cast that always had fun and drank together and did like more adult stuff. And I bet that that's something Dan Schneider put on them.
Probably.
Like Dan Schneider was managing and creating both of these shows. He probably pressured child stars to drink and do adult things that they didn't want to do. Jeanette McCurdy even said this in her memoir, that the creator, who is obviously Dan Schneider, pressured her to drink when she didn't want to.
Yeah, and kids are impressionable, and when you got a job like this and you want to keep your job, probably very easy to fall into bad habits that you're really, really going to regret later.
You just wonder,
and you do.
Why Jeanette McCurdy, right? Like, why was she targeted, and why did she get so traumatized and messed up from working at Nickelodeon and being a child star? But then you look at Miranda Cosgrove, who was in a very similar position, and she turned out to be a totally normal person.
Yeah.
And they did this whole iCarly reboot without even inviting Jeanette McCurdy to be a part of it, even though she was a huge part of the first show, because they knew that it would just be a slap in the face.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I don't understand why some of them turn out fine. Hillary Duff also.
Well, because people are different and different lives and stuff,
the Hillary Buff trend that's going on right now with the pictures of her.
I love her. Buying Glocks.
She looks better every year.
Yeah, there's the photo of her holding the Glock case.
Yeah, having kids, buying Glocks. Good for you.
With good trigger discipline while holding the case.
Yeah.
But also, it's not just that. Frankie Muniz, there was this article. Frankie Muniz says he's never had a sip of alcohol or done any drugs. He's 37 years old. You know, that will go a long way in keeping you at least looking younger, right?
Was it fake news that he like had memory loss of all of his years filming Malcolm in the Middle?
Yes, because he got in a car accident.
Or was that fake news, or did that actually happen?
I don't know if that part is necessarily.
I thought it was some kind of like neurological condition. Like now he doesn't remember.
Maybe he did do a bunch of drugs and he just doesn't remember then.
Yeah, I don't know. But a lot of people didn't believe Miranda Cosgrove when she said that she doesn't drink for some reason. They just think it's not possible to enjoy life without doing drugs. I mean, because alcohol is a drug.
Here's what he says. I've gotten to really do anything I've wanted to do, but the truth is I don't really remember much of that. I'm not actually sure how my memory loss started. I've had 9 concussions. I've had a fair amount of mini strokes, TIA, so transient ischemic attacks is what they're called. So yeah, he's had his problems. So, but because he's like a rally car driver now. He races cars for a living.
Well, that might explain some of the concussions.
Yeah,
oh,
that'll happen.
You
Phil.
okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
A bug flew into my mustache.
But, stay off the drugs and you're going to be a lot better off. You're going to be a lot happier. You're not going to age as fast. I certainly think that I wouldn't have aged as fast if I hadn't spent a lot of years making a lot of big mistakes. Right?
I saw someone tweet, "This generation is cooked. No way people are shaming her for being sober."
Yeah.
Yeah.
I always thought that was a myth. Because, to me, when I was younger, because I didn't drink a lot, at all when I was younger, right? I got into all my trouble a little bit after my early 20s. And once I got sober, both before I did stuff and after, I've never had someone be like, "You're a loser if you don't do this." That's never happened. In fact, most of the kids that I knew, that they're not going to encourage you to do drugs because they want to do the drugs. They don't want to share the stuff.
Yep.
And anybody that I've ever met, when I've told them that I've gotten sober, just say, "Good for you." Even people who still use, say, "Good for you."
Yeah.
Nobody's out here thinking, "Oh man, you want to be cool? You need to keep cooking your brain."
Only losers stop doing drugs.
I think that I recently saw a post about this. There are people on TikTok who think that they have brain damage from
And they're right.
from vaping too many THC carts during the pandemic. And they have permanent brain damage from it. I don't remember what the name they came up with it for. I don't know. But
so what were so people were just mad that she didn't do drugs. I think a lot of it is it
they're not mad. I think that they're accusing her of lying is really the thing. They think that she's just lying about being sober, which is kind of ridiculous because how is she supposed to prove it to you?
Yeah.
So yeah, a lot of people had mixed reactions. Yeah, one person said, "Don't believe her, girl, stop lying." It's kind of stupid.
It's stupid. What you should say is, "Good for you. You're actually a decent role model for other people."
Right?
Okay, do you remember when we reacted to that video of her explaining that story of a guy that self-immolated on her lawn?
What?
You don't remember that?
No, remember, I'm the one who did all the drugs. I don't remember
that. So it was really jarring because she's telling this story on a podcast and she's laughing about it like it's no big deal.
Okay, yes, I do remember that.
She said that this guy was planning to assassinate her for weeks.
And then
he buried a gun in her lawn. And yeah, he thought that he got her, but he actually shot at other people in her neighborhood, thought that he got the job done, and then he self-immolated in her front lawn. And she had to move. But she was telling the story yeah, it's kind of crazy. I guess you have good coping skills to be able to react to something like that by having a sense of humor.
How to respond tonally to stuff like that is you run the risk, right? That you're not going to respond in the tone that people are expecting you to respond in.
It's really weird.
But not just that, or no, what did we talk about? Chris Cuomo with the woman with Tourette's recently when he couldn't keep from laughing.
Yes. Look, he did a really good job.
Yeah, he did his good.
I follow her on IG, and I followed her for a little while, and she did a pretty good job too, considering how severe the tics can be and stuff. So
also, Hollywood isn't going to promote stories like this. They'll write a couple of stories like this about the kids who get out and lead a fairly decent life.
What they want is the train wreck.
Yes, they want
the Demi Lovato.
The Amanda Bynes.
Yeah, or the Amanda Bynes.
Does Demi Lovato count as a train wreck, or is she just more of a lol cow?
Definitely does.
Train wreck.
Yeah.
What is she destroyed? Because the reason I say, and the reason I preface it is because I look at Britney Spears as a train wreck. She's a big mess. There's a lot of stuff going on and things. I feel Demi Lovato is more trying to follow the trend, and she's more like a lol cow and something to poke fun at.
Britney Spears definitely set the bar high.
Yes, that's a train wreck. That's when your whole life's messed up and the law has to get involved.
With Demi Lovato, I see how she had this history with mental illness, with self-harm and eating disorders at first.
Right.
Then later on, she just ends up addicted to drugs, and she almost overdosed back in 2017, right?
Several times, yeah.
Or what was the most recent time?
2019, right?
She almost died of an overdose, not that long ago. And then has been in rehab countless times. She gained weight and then started getting really obsessed with her body image and had that whole row with the froyo place because they had sugar-free froyo. It was just a whole mess. And then she's like really into talking to ghosts, and like she decided to do that TV show where she does ghost hunting, and she serenaded one of them with her song Skyscraper.
Because the patriarchy.
Yeah, she said that ghost had trauma from the patriarchy, so she decided to sing to the ghost to uplift the spirit.
Right, so she's a lol cow, definitely.
She's definitely cray cray. Like,
a lol
people
cow.
Don't remember that, but she is definitely cray cray.
She's fun.
I forgot about that one. The serenading the ghost because of misogyny and the patriarchy.
Because of misogyny.
That was crazy.
And that's the norm. Like the ones who end up normal, like Miranda Cosgrove, those who are healthy, like Miranda Cosgrove or Hillary Duff, like they're the exception, not the rule.
Hillary Buff.
Demi Lovato is definitely one of the train wrecks.
Just remember, guys, you can go, I think Roku has the very Demi Christmas right now that you can watch. I'm sure at least a half a person has watched that. Someone has. So. Thanks for watching. Listen to full episodes of Pop Culture Crisis on Spotify.
Keep up with us on social media and make sure you subscribe and ring that bell so you never miss the show. Bye, guys.